Hey, listen, listen. Okay, pretty cool. And keep listening, listen. Brand new. First time ever. Never heard before. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, laddies. Welcome to brand new Minecraft preview. It is bundle day, my dudes. Hey, excuse me, stop it. Leave me alone, not now. On the very same day that one of the top 10 snapshots of all time dropped, we also had a gigantic chunk of information on Minecraft Bedrock 2. Let's investigate the big bundle a little bit more, see if it was worth the wait, and check out some other new stuff too. Back on the main menu, first things first, a tragedy. Aside from, strangely enough, every world beginning with this world name with an interesting typo. Come on, Moj. Aside from that, instead of experiments right here, yes, it's a happy moment, and we'll get to that moment later on. But it's also a sad moment. You see, my friends, over on Minecraft Java Edition, one of the most beautiful snapshots of all time dropped, and inside of that snapshot, we had this insane minecart stuff where you can speed it up. We also had some interesting new redstone changes, but yeah, unfortunately, the beautiful minecart stuff, the insane redstone changes, they're not here. Hey, on a side note, does anybody want to see, like, more minecart beautifulness? Hey, but don't let them clickbait you, don't get it twisted, because there is one big, gigantic redstone change inside of the snapshot. So we got the OG classic torches, that's how they always used to look. The redstone one was like that, but actually, wow, Jesus, Rudy, you're so on top of things lately. That's an amazing idea, yeah, it looked like that. The only non-experimental redstone change confirmed for the next Minecraft update, no matter what. The redstone torch, take a look at it, okay, I'll admit it. It looks a little bit different than it does on Minecraft to Java. Like Rudy, again, the footage, oh man, that is a beautiful looking torch. I mean, this isn't bad looking, right? And like, gets an update, but it just looks different. But also, in the world of Redstone, there are a couple of parity changes inside of this update. So, a couple of blocks have different powered states going on. The mangrove root, it is no longer a powered block. Now, I'm not sure if that means powerable, like can't transmit power through the block, because clearly that works there, but it doesn't work with the beacon, it doesn't work with a sea lantern, and I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but it wouldn't work with TNT either. You know what would happen instead? In a changelog moment of all time, it's all kind of like a little bit vague with this one. I'm sorry I can't really explain it a little bit more, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Now, while we're talking about redstone, speaking of red, check this out. On the main menu, the hardcore screen, like that whole little frame and the hardcore heart that pops up on a world that is hardcore. It's a beautiful brand new animation that details you. Just like in life, the finest touches sometimes are only seen but under a microscope. This is almost poetic in a sense. I like that subtle animation. It's good looking. Minecraft preview 1.21.30.23. This update still seems to be going strong. Now, aside from that gigantic experimental feature that we're going to get to in a minute, inside of this update, a big change is happening for the next update. The following block names are now considered outdated. So I'm not too sure exactly what this means, like technically. Maybe hopefully this is stepping towards eventually all of these things just not being compatible inside of the code and everything like that. Like, not to be ageist or anything, but get with the times, old man. But anyways, this is probably related to a lot of the flattening that has been going on for quite some time now. And now things like log and log 2 planks, or yes, the infamous leaves 2 block, I mean, they're now considered outdated. Now, speaking of get with the times, the TNT block has been flattened as well, but interestingly, this one is a little bit of a mystery to me. So we have two instances of TNT. We have plain old TNT, and then we have underwater TNT. What in the world, in what instance would TNT need to be considered underwater TNT? Is it just like when TNT is underwater and, you know, doesn't explode and hurt anything? Or, I mean, that's gotta be it, right? It's because it'd be otherwise, what would it be? Alright, so next up, spawning into a brand new world, here goes nothing. Bundle, any percent speedrun. Alright, so first things first, in the dead of night over here, all that I need to do is wait around for a little bit of time for eventually a spider to pop up. In the meantime, to get my hands on this brand new bundle, I mean, you have to have already seen the recipe, right? Just want to show you guys how insanely easy it is to actually get your hands on the bundle now. We find a cow, okay, of course. We find another cow, there we go. I still love this whole water bubble thing, by the way. Can Minecraft Java get that? Anyways, this recipe, the beautiful new one, it's perfect. In a moment that is kind of still like a shock to me, somebody pinched me. It's been days now, and I still don't believe it, but after all of these years, the bundle. Allegedly, the sole thing that has been holding up the bundle from getting added to the game has been Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and the speculation, I mean, with this thing's pure absence on Bedrock, that seems to be the case. Initially, when the bundle was shown off at Minecraft Live a million trillion years ago, the UI looked something like that, which is actually a little bit familiar to what we got this week. Now, the rest of the texture itself, completely different, but gosh, again, I just can't believe it. Somebody pinch me. So one of the great successes, but also mild tragedies of this brand new version of the bundle is the rabbit hide, this poor, most underused item of all time. Well, it continues to be the most underused item of all time. I mean, like, look, it kind of had to be done with how the recipe was before. It was almost like so difficult, overly difficult to get the bundle. Now it's amazing with just a single piece of leather in one string. Now, if you're confused about the bundle, you might be missing the point here, because the idea of the bundle is to clean up your inventory a little bit when you're maybe, say, exploring, maybe early game, mid game, late game. It doesn't really matter. Really, it's meant to be for those sometimes somewhat long journeys in your world where you're collecting a little bit of this, maybe somewhat of that, something over here, maybe a little bit of those, and definitely some vines too. Who could never have enough vines? All right, now on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, without further delay, I've never used this before, but on Bedrock, the controls should be the same as Java. If I tap on something with the bundle like that, it goes inside of the bundle. On the other hand, if I have something and I right click, it should also be dumped inside of the bundle. Now I can go ahead and actually keep adding items into the bundle as long as there's room for those items inside of the bundle. You see, the bundle can only hold up to 64 different items. But as long as it's less than 64 different items, it doesn't matter what those item types are. You can mix and match things. I mean, theoretically, up to 64 different item types. The one catch here is the super intuitive UI, which is, whoa. Oh, that's wild feeling. As soon as we have more than 8 different items inside the bundle, this little preview will now only show 6 items. That'll mean if I take the bundle and I one by one start dumping things out, well, eventually here, as soon as I get back to under 8 items, then I can see them all and select every single one. Now, this is crazy. Like, Lord me, I didn't even realize this was a thing, but I saw so many screenshots of this stuff on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's like a weird, like, fan-made texture. I didn't notice it in the snapshot video, but look at that texture right there, that little icon that, like, shows the item nestled and tucked inside of the bundle so gently. What? That is so cool looking. Oh, that's insane. And then if I move off of it, like, when I'm not scrolling through the bundle, it just goes back to normal. What? No flipping way. That's so cool. All right, now otherwise, other bundle controls, if I go ahead and drop the bundle with things inside of it, those things will stay inside of the bundle. If I pick up the bundle and use it like it's on my hotbar, then those items are all thrown out of the bundle. Now stacking. This is one of the things that I don't know if they should maybe consider changing or not. I feel mixed on it, but the idea of a bundle that can only hold 1 stack of items, so in other words, 1 netherite sword, that's a full stack. To me, it almost feels like with this different selecting thing, it would be really, really useful and nice to maybe like have a category of things that are like tools or whatever, and maybe the tool category, I can hold up to like 4 different tools, so you could compact your inventory down and maybe like store multiple pickaxes for your adventure. I mean, look, overall, since day 1 with the bundle, I've always been a big fan. I love the idea of like, you know, being an adventurer and explorer myself. I have all of this random stuff that I picked up. Love the idea of being able to keep it all condensed down into 1 slot. Like maybe I got the biggest flower pot prize inside of the trial chamber. I don't know, but either way, I just love the bundle, and I always have. Now, another pretty crazy bundle fact that I learned from none other than the legend Silent Whisperer himself. If I have a bundle inside of, say, a container, and this could be any container, maybe this is like my local cookie shop on the server right here. Well, inside of the chest is a bundle, and inside of the bundle is a UI that I can actually interact with. I could have a bundle, theoretically, inside of plain old straight up storage, the ender chest even, things inside of it condensed down, and I can pull them straight out of the bundle without having to ever touch the bundle or put it inside of my inventory. Please, Mojang, allow this to continue to be a thing. Like, consider this, another idea for the bundle. Let's say I had a bundle loaded up with a bunch of different wood types, but still, I'm going to keep a theme here with my bundles and have bundles that don't have more than 8 different types of items here. Now, next up after that, let's say I put all of my bundles inside of the E-chest over here. When I need the bundle, I could go ahead and open the E-chest, hover over this one that is for, like, different wood types. Maybe I'm a builder or something. I could go ahead and scroll over to the wood type that I need and pull that straight out of the bundle. Then go ahead and go over to the world, start placing it down. Then whenever I'm done, I can slide back in here and just straight up drop that stuff into the bundle, leave it there, and then move on. Maybe the next part of my build calls for, like, I don't know, maybe some beautiful roses. I take the roses out, add a rose to my build. Ooh, looking very red, romantic, the color of love. But then when I'm done with the roses, I go ahead and go back over to the bundle and drop them right back inside of it. Put it away. This functionality right here, I mean, maybe right now a little bit limited to like small quantities of items, but this idea right here, it's like a shulker box, but like you could use it inside of the e-chest and, you know, set everything out, keep it nice and organized, again for low quantities, but still. As speaking of shulker boxes, does this potentially work with shulker boxes? Well, yes, it does as well. You could have things inside of any container in the game, and right now you can access their UI, interact with them, and fully, if you remember the controls, correct? Remove those items. So this is where I came up with an idea for the bundle. Maybe I propose that we make the bundle get a little bit more powerful, but here's how it all begins. We start with a plain old piece of leather and a string right there, and we can craft a bundle. Or maybe we could add more leather to it straight off the bat, and we get a bundle, same old thing, except this time the storage capacity is increased. I would say that you put a bundle inside of this thing, it has to be empty, and then you put a piece of leather inside of it, maybe even another piece of string or something, and then the capacity is increased by 64. Up the capacity by 1 stack per piece of leather that you place, up to like 8 stacks. Or if you deem that too overpowered, bundles can increase their storage capacity per leather up to 4 times, just like a map. I would argue that this functionality isn't too far off from vanilla Minecraft because, I mean, take a look at the map. Now, this is where I think the devs could get even more spicy with the feature if they really wanted to put some time into it. You have the cartography table right there. I've got a map. I go ahead and use the map and I look at it. Then I have it fully filled in. Inside of the crafting table, if it's like, forget the earth, right? I could go ahead and use all of the paper in the world to expand the map. Alternatively, if I'm smart, I slide over to the cartography table and save the paper. Big time. Well, this exact thing could happen with the bundle with a different workstation. Maybe it's the smithing table, maybe it's like the grindstone. In fact, it's probably going to be the smithing table, but you would put the bundle inside of one slot, then you put a piece of leather inside of the other one, and voila, you now have a bundle that has been expanded. Please, Mojang, please, hear me out. It sounds so easy. Another thing we should totally be able to do with the bundle, I mean, think about how you craft the bundle. It's leather, right? Well, you know, we should be able to color code the bundle too. You put the dye in there with the bundle, maybe at first, maybe after you make the bundle, and you're able to dye it. This would be great for color coding and organization. Now, one final thing that I like to show off here with the bundle, let's try this out. We have a bundle right there. We have another bundle. If I put a bundle inside of a bundle, I can put a bundle inside of a bundle. Also, well, this one's full, but if your bundle isn't too full, you can put multiple bundles inside of a bundle. And when you do that, look at the bundle icon. It's got like the bundle inside of a bundle popping out. I don't know, that's kind of funny looking, and it looks like a fish or a face or a mouth or something. Anyways, back to the facts. Little old me is a little old foolish. On that big snapshot day, I was excited with all of the other features. I forgot to check out some of the cool bundle functionality. But in the meantime, everything we talked about today, I tested it on Java and Bedrock, and great news, it works on Java too. That brings the answer to the age-old question, is it better on Bedrock? Well, it's the same. Everywhere. In the world of other interesting bug fixes, look, I don't want to get too skeptical or nothing like that, but we slide into the end. In the end, we take out the Ender Dragon. One hit, it's done. I win. So after that, we go ahead and get that portal open. We get a ton of experience, and we get a little thing called an end gateway. Now, on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, I don't know if I've ever used an end gateway before, so this is kind of a moment of all time, but on Bedrock, the end gateway would sometimes have errors when teleporting players, and errors when teleporting players? According to the changelog, it's been cleaned up a little bit. Now, this is all kind of actually perfect because out here inside of the end, like I like to do from time to time, layers of snow. I always love to bring layers of snow out to the end, true story, and mine them with my Silk Touch shovel named Robertson. Well, if I'm gonna go ahead and do that, now there is parity when it comes to snow layers. So this is one snow layer. If I Silk Touch one snow layer, well, I will indeed get one snow layer. On the other hand, this is 2 snow layers. I Silk Touch that, I will now get 2 snow layers, and so on, all the way up to 1 full stack of snow layers. Or at least like 1 full stack of a block of snow layers. So that's gonna be 8 layers. Once I pile 8 snow layers on a block, well, that's now a solid full snow block. If I Silk Touch that, I get a snow block instead of the snow layers. Now, speaking of dimensional changes, over here inside of the nether, the Basalt Deltas biome. We've got to find one ASAP because we've got some new ambience. So here we are, inside of the Basalt Deltas biome. Once we move into this place and give it a second, the ambience kind of like sets in here, and the ambience sounds, these noises. Yeah, those noises, they're tried and true, trustworthy. They've been on Minecraft Java forever, and I think they've been bugged on Bedrock for quite some time. In this new update, in honor of alliteration, take the bundle to the Basalt Deltas biome and just hang out here and take in the beautiful sounds. Because, oh, it sounds good. And so, Minecraft Preview 1.21.30.23, aside from a bunch of gigantic technical updates with editor mode and more, that's gonna just about do it for today. What do you think about my ideas with the bundle? Should the devs flesh it out even more and kind of turn this whole update into the bundle update of all time, like they did with the Armored Paws drop? Either way, you tap that like button, let me know all about it down below, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching. Next up, check out that giant whopper of a snapshot video. It's been yours truly, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.